Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. Only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. The only source of knowledge is experience. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives, and not in what he is able to receive. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Intellectuals solve problems. Geniuses prevent them. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Our task must be to free ourselves, by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature, and its beauty. Before God, we are all equally wise, and equally foolish. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems. for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I, or are the others crazy? The environment is everything. That isn't me. Any man who reads too much, and uses his own brain too little, falls into lazy habits of thinking. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. It is strange to be known so universally, and yet to be so lonely. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Science is a wonderful thing, if one does not have to earn one's living at it. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. Information is not knowledge. The only real valuable thing is intuition. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. We still do not know 1,000% of what nature has revealed to us. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. We shall require a substantially new manner of thinking if mankind is to survive. Force always attracts men of low morality. In order to be an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must above all be a sheep oneself. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone. Best both for the body and the mind. I am not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. It is only to the individual that a soul is given. Love is a better teacher than duty. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. I want to know all God's thoughts. All the rest are just details. I think, and think for months and years. 99 times, the conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. That deep emotional conviction of the presence of a superior reasoning power, which is revealed in the incomprehensible universe, forms my idea of God. I do not believe in immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern, with no superhuman authority behind it. Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Let every man be respected as an individual, and no man idolized. Never lose a holy curiosity. I want to go when I want. It is tasteless to prolong life artificially. I have done my share. It is time to go. I will do it elegantly. It gives me great pleasure indeed to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. The devil has put a penalty on all things we enjoy in life. Either we suffer in health, or we suffer in soul, or we get fat. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit, who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Nothing is more destructive of respect for the government and the law of the land than passing laws which cannot be enforced. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. Memory is deceptive, because it is colored by today's events. Heroism on command, senseless violence, and all the loathsome nonsense that goes by the name of patriotism, how passionately I hate them. He who joyfully marches to music in rank and file has already earned my contempt. He has been given a large brain by mistake, since for him the spinal cord would suffice. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness.